What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what equipment I brought with me on my trip to New Zealand. I recently shot a wedding, and when I went to this wedding I took almost every piece of equipment that I have with me, and it made me a little bit anxious as to what lens I should be using, you know, whether or not I should be using a monopod or the Xeon Crane gimbal, what kind of audio I wanted to use, whether or not I was going to use the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus or if I wanted a lav mic. There was too many options available, and when there's so many options available, I personally tend to go, like I don't know what to do or what would look best or what would sound best or, you know, what lighting would be the best for this situation. So it gave me too many options. So my goal when I went to New Zealand was to take as least amount of equipment as possible, to be a minimalist kind of filmmaker. So starting off with what I'm shooting off of right now, you're getting the 4K footage from the Sony A7III. This camera is a monster. It's the best camera I've ever used. I can take video at nighttime, put it into the computer, bump up the shadows, and there's like no grain. Like the low light capacity for this camera is insane. The best camera I've ever used. Now, let's talk about the lenses that I brought. I've got the Sony 16-35mm f4, which we're currently filming off of right now at about 22mm. And the second lens that I've got is the Sony 55mm f1.8. Now, both of these lenses are absolutely amazing. I would say that the 55 1.8 has got the edge on sharpness, but the 16-35mm has the focal range to do things like vlogs, and then you can zoom in and even do portraits on it. The New Zealand video that I actually shot was completely shot from the 16-35, so if you want to get a perspective of what that looks like, jump over to that video and have a look. The whole thing was filmed off of this lens. This thing gave me a few eyes, and what I mean by that is, if you're gonna carry around a Joby Gorillapod at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night getting shots around the city, people are gonna look at you weird. It's expensive, but it is versatile. It can hold basically any weight if you're gonna be using a DSLR, and a must-have for traveling. Now, let's talk about battery life. The Sony A7III is insane. It's got the biggest amount of battery I've ever used on any type of camera. Now, you gotta remember that this thing's shooting in 4K, and I was shooting 4K probably like most of the day. By the end of the day, it'd be sitting at 20 or 25%, and that's with, you know, just filming hours worth of content. I still do take an extra battery just in case. I think it's silly not to take an extra battery. If I were to run out of battery in the current camera that I'm filming off of, I would absolutely freak out, and you don't want to miss anything. So if you are going to get this camera, I would recommend 2 batteries, especially if you are traveling. Now, small thing to note, it's not really a camera product, but I do take an external battery pack. This is a Gloop 11000 mAh. I have no idea what that means, but it can charge my phone, camera, microphone, you know, external batteries, things like that throughout the day, and it can last up to about, I would say about 2 days worth, depending on how many things that you are charging. Now, another little accessory that I bring with me is this USB 3.0 hub. So essentially it's got 4 sections here to put 4 USB ports in. So everything that I do charges off of USB-C or lightning cable. You can essentially plug this thing straight into the external battery, and you've got 4 ports to charge from. So this is something that I would say is a must-have if you're going traveling. It's just super versatile, and you can get everything charged all at once. Now, last but not least, the Peak Designs Everyday Backpack. Now, this has been a it's an expensive bag. However, it is so rugged, and probably the best quality thing that I've bought when it comes to like a backpack. We'll do a proper review on this backpack, by the way, so if you want a review on this camera bag, give this video a thumbs up, then I'll know that you guys want a review on this backpack. Anyway, back to the video. I almost forgot the microphone that we're using right now. I invested in the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Now, the Pro Plus actually turns on automatically if it's plugged into the camera. So I've got it plugged in right now. As soon as I turn on the camera, the actual microphone turns on automatically. So I don't have to worry about being an idiot and not turning on the microphone ever again. I've got 2 little other accessories that I bring with me, and that is literally it for photography gear. And that is being the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus Dead Cat, it's called. It's a terrible name for it, but basically you put this over the microphone, and if it's super windy, it's gonna cut out the wind noise. And the second thing is a little plastic Glad bag. I would always recommend, if you're traveling with your camera equipment, definitely take a cleaning kit, because you do not want to drop your camera and then have it sitting in filth for like a long period of time. It will just bake on and it will be horrific. Thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for subscribing. I've almost hit 200 subscribers, and that's huge for me. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want me to do. Give me a comment below. I will respond, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.